about your young guys? The nerves that must be there and are going to be there. How do you tell them to cope with that?
You know, I think people devalue coaches, fans, jogging out in front of 100, 2,000 people for the first time playing. There's going to be some butterflies. There's going to be a whoa kind of factor. No matter what we can do, what we do, nothing can compare or get them ready for that, prepare them for that. So there's going to be some nerves. There's going to be some butterflies in the stomach. That's just, we got to play through it.
Has this heat this week taken a toll on the speed and tempo you guys have been wanting to run?
It was good for us, actually. We needed. We haven't had heat like this in 2 days, so it was good for us because it's going to be like that Saturday. We feel like we have the edge because of that heat. So this was good to make them push through this heat. It was good for us.
What do you feel like their confidence level is? I know they're going to be nervous, as you said. But do you see them growing in confidence?
I do. I mean, the confidence goes up and down depending on the day. You got an inexperienced group of receivers, young, experienced group of receivers, and so the confidence level is going to be high one day, down another day. You know, it's just up and down with the young group.
How much do you have in? Do you feel comfortable with? Are you vastly behind where you thought you guys would be in terms of what you could put in? Have you had to kind of slow that down to perfect smaller amounts of things, or you kind of where you thought you would be heading into game week?
It's a great question. We definitely have less than what we had with a bunch of juniors and seniors returning. Absolutely. Moderate. It's not simple, but it's not difficult either. I mean, we need to learn to play with our style first and foremost. That's a big part of our game plan is how we play, and how we run those plays. So that is a work in progress still.
Do you need to play a game to show that so that they fully get it? Are you kind of to that point?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we need a whole first quarter, then a whole second quarter, and then running on and off the field. We simulate that as much as we can, but you can't ever simulate it like a game.
How did Jason Prune and Josh Smith respond to the depth chart? And for one, it's good. For another one, maybe it's not so good.
You know, again, you're going to see them all. You know, who jogs out there the first snap? I don't even know what it says on that depth chart. I just know the guys have to play. You know, yeah, and they're all going to play. They have to. You mentioned the heat. That's one of the reasons you're going to see a lot of them. So whoever jogs out there, snap one, might be completely different than snap two. So they all responded. And they know no one's went and hold and grabbed any spots. We're still, every day is up and down. I mean, we change it ourselves every day. You practice real hard, you move up. You know, the coach challenged them today on that. So we focus on the process and moving up and down is a part of a daily deal for us right now.
So who's going to start after today?
After today, it's a great question. We watch the film and find out.
After yesterday.
What's keeping Jacob Carter and Cody Blank kind of from breaking into that too deep?
You know, both real good kids. Probably just overall, there's probably overall talent right now. You know, some of the other guys show a little bit more with the ball in their hands and things like that. Both those guys have value, but we also need some playmakers. They're solid receivers. They haven't shown they can make plays yet. We need playmakers.
Ryan Jenkins missed the bulk of camp the last 2 weeks or so. Is he miles away from being able to play? Where are you with him? I know he did some work today. Where's Ryan?
Yeah, he's still ways away from the game.
Zach, I think you said you like to have a rotation of 9 you wanted to take and go. So you feel like you've identified those, or still?
I have 9 guys.
So that's all you have? You're just taking all of them?
Yeah, we're gonna take them and we're gonna roll with them, and we're gonna go, and they all gotta play. So, and you know, it's like anything. You know, the game might be different. You guys, all of a sudden, you might see some things in game time, you know, situations that make you kind of open your eyes a little bit. You know, the grind at camp gets everybody a little bit in this first week, and maybe when it's fresh and new, and we get out there and you start seeing those habits kind of come out, maybe there will be a top 6. But right now, they're all going to go, they're all going to travel, and quite frankly, I'm not sure they can all make it through a game yet at our pace, which is why we need all of them.
Do you subscribe or believe in the theory of giving a guy something easy to get the confidence going? A lot of coaches are like, particularly with the quarterback, let's run a couple of easy throws, get him going. Does that apply with receivers? Can you do something like that, or is that just kind of impossible to do given situations?
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime they catch their first pass, take a hit, I think then they can get going a little bit. You know, that's the way I looked at it, and that's up to Coach Jake. We'll see what happens. We're just going to try and get the offense rolling as a whole, but I think when they catch their first pass, the nerves will go down a little bit.
I'm sorry if I asked you earlier, but what was your first game that you coached here? The year that you were, time you were at Florida, did y'all play here or there? Or
Here.
Your first impressions as a visitor games?
My first impressions were driving up on the bus, you know, on the visitor side and seeing all those fans, how nasty they were to us getting off the bus. So I remember it was my very first SEC game. I remember I called my wife right when I got in the locker room and said, "Honey, we're not in the MAC anymore," because it was quite the atmosphere. So we got in and I heard Rocky talk about 455,000 times, and it was a neat atmosphere. But once you kind of get dialed in and start looking through straws, you kind of block it all out. But if you would have told me 2 years later I'll be on the other sideline, I would have said you're lying. So it's been really cool to be on this sideline.
What's it like for a position coach going in an opener? I mean, you've seen the guys in practice for weeks and weeks, but you haven't seen them with the live bullets flying. What's it like from your perspective?
I'm interested to see how they respond. You know, I feel like I'm one of those guys. I'll be here the next 3 nights, all night, just every tip and every test and every cut up I can make, feeling like they're not prepared, even though they're probably prepared, just paranoia. So I'm just interested to see them respond Saturday and how they warm up, how they work the game on Friday night at the hotel. I'm interested to see all that. Certain guys, you know, prepare differently, and I know how I want them to prepare. So I'm interested to see the whole process, you know, and who fits my mentality that way. It'll be interesting.
Typically, how much goes the way you expect, and how many surprises are there in an opener?
In an opener?
Yeah.
Oh, there's always surprises. There's always surprises. You know, you like to think you got all the rust knocked off, but you know, you always see the opening jitters and you know, maybe a bad snap or you know a false start. We try to eliminate that as coaches as much as we can. But I'm also not naive to think that there might be a little bit of that. We just got to bounce back and play the next play.
Got an Orlando Brown in this group? Got an Orlando Brown in this group?
Oh, I can't comment on Orlando Brown.
Is there you know, and obviously you're not the offensive line coach, but is there a sense from this offense, there's so many moving parts, so many new guys, that going into an opener like this with so many unexpecteds, that at least this offense has that group up front that even if it's a new system for them, they've been through, you know, 20, 30 quarters, I mean, July, maybe 40 of them to this point, and that there's a sense of confidence from the group that at least up front, they're going to do the thing right.
Yeah, they know what to expect up front. They've been through it together. They've had a bad series. They've had a good series. They've done it all. Whereas my guys have not. You know, they haven't put a series together in a game, versus an opponent, come over, had sideline adjustments, gone back out. They haven't done that yet. So that's all part of playing a young group. I mean, I think we have, I don't know, like 78 yards total or something like crazy like that. I don't even know.
I think it was 54 or something.
54
from last year or something.
That's even better.
Is that? I mean, I know you throw your hands up in the air and be like, well, we'll just see what happens. But how much of an idea, you know, kind of do you have? If there's some guys that you just have a gut feeling, this guy's going to be able to handle it, or this guy's going to need to get his butt kicked a few times and then he'll get it.
Yeah, you know, every kid is different. Yeah, I think I have an idea, each one of them, how they respond, and a lot of it is how they prepare and how they practice. I'm a firm believer in the week of preparation, and that's usually dictates how they play. So I have a pretty good idea how each one of them will respond, and I'm looking forward to watching them play to see what they could do. You know, we've prepared them, Coach Jones has prepared them, so we'll find out Saturday.
Who, if any, of your receivers have has anyone taken the role of the, like, I know the term that's been beaten to death is the alpha role per position. Is one of your guys sort of taken kind of a leadership role, or is everybody kind of on the same early page?
Nope. You're looking at him.
Oh yeah, it's you're the alpha
I'm
male?
the alpha male.
Good, yeah.
Yep. So we just need some more experience. We need some guys to grow up a little bit, that are young and have a little clout on the field. And I think once that happens, you'll see some leaders emerge, and it might be some freshmen. You know, and that's okay. I understand what it is right now. I understand I'm that guy. I'm the senior. I'm the captain. I'm the alpha male. The problem is with coaches sometimes is we become white noise at times. You know, so you need a player to police the group. And right now it's a work in progress.
Without getting into anything about the actual game plan, how many guys do
8 or 9 out there. Yep, I'm gonna have to throw them all out there, see what they can do. You know, we haven't had. There's not a core that's just taken all 3 or 4 spots yet. You know, everyone just kind of has their moments in their days.
Could that create a really competitive, good environment, though? Because I think if you got 8 or 9 guys who all feel like they legitimately have a shot to go out there and prove something, you got a pretty hungry group.
Yeah, I think it'll create some competitiveness. I'm waiting for the cream to rise a little bit, you know, and we'll see. It'll happen throughout a season. I'm hoping.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.